art space, and today I welcome you here in our Tones and Reflections exhibit, which is actually my third group exhibit. I'm excited to show you some of the highlights that we have in this event, and I hope you stick with me and also celebrate my Maestro's birthday.
A picture.
Beautiful paintings from various artists line up the walls of Maestro Fernando Sena's Buenas Artes gallery in Quezon City. The Tones and Reflections exhibit, our first exhibit for the year, featured the works of some of the Maestro students from the past and present.
Pinili ko itong title nito kasi this is in relation to my teaching painting in my workshop. The word tones that always refer to shading. Katulad to, ito yung tones. Kung tawagin ito, I just simplified the word tones, tonal value. So I just use shading. When we speak of shading, we are referring to the lightness and darkness of the pencil, the coloring materials, or any medium. Kasi in the application of tonal value or tones, we have to apply it gradually. Kumbaga sa music, ang papasok sa isip natin, tones, music. Para bang do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Now, that is also applicable in painting because if you cannot achieve that, there is no volume, there is no roundness, no, in your shading, and this is the most important thing. And you will notice all of the paintings here, you cannot see any line. What we can see is light and dark, and that's the tonal value. So all these paintings, we consider this our final product, and this is the reflection of God's beauty, reflection of God's talent. Kaya nga tinatawag natin tones and reflection. You have to study very hard or very well the tones, the tonal value, so that when you reach that point, then you can make a very good painting.
So I have two paintings in this exhibit, and both of these have sunset as their theme. So the first painting down here is a picture of the sunset that I took at La Union, because if you've been following me, I've taken a vacation at La Union, and the sunsets there were superb.
I started working on this acrylic painting early in March, but the whole process took me 3 days. On day 1, I focused on the background and the sunset, trying to capture the brightness of the setting sun and the colors of the sky, which I think was very romantic. On the second day, I worked on the sea and its waves. I tried to capture the purple hues and the orange and yellow rays that sparkled on the waters, while making a moving effect of the waves. I was playing the sound of the waves in my head as I painted this part. I thought I would be able to finish the painting, but when I started painting the rocks, I realized I needed to pause and recalibrate before going through the details. It took me a few days before ending the painting process because of various commitments. The last part that I worked on was the rocks, where I removed all the photo bombers who were taking selfies during that time. I wanted to ensure I got the reflection of the sun rays on the rocks and the waters. I must admit, I procrastinated for a while because I was afraid I would not get this right. I added layers after layers of paint just to get the color and the reflection that I wanted. The paint on the rocks was textured because that's how the rocks at that part of La Union were. I was enjoying this moment because this picture is part of a really beautiful memory.
This second painting is actually a painting of sunset another sunset picture that I took while I was on the bus. This place is actually the Bukawi toll gate. So Bukawi is actually located in the province of Bulacan, which is a province nearby in Manila.
I started working on this second painting while taking my Saturday class with Sir Sena. I've been wanting to paint this picture because I love the colors of this sunset. This was taken while I was on the bus home. I focused on the sky first and decided to continue it at home. This work overlapped with my first painting, but I continued this after finishing my La Union sunset. However, it also took me 3 days before ending the second painting. I used both paintbrush and palette to achieve the details of the road, the billboards, buildings, and the toll gate. The road was challenging for me because I wanted it to be as straight as it should be. But the toll gate was even more intimidating to make, especially that it involved perspective. There's a lot of trials and errors in this work as I have to paint and repaint most of the parts. I was also thinking a lot on whether my light and shadows were in the right place. I love the part when I painted the cars because painting tiny objects seems to be therapeutic for me. I entitled this painting Our Road Trip Ends Before Dusk because it reminds me that a new adventure awaits after the end of the past joyride.
Now that I've shared my story, let me also ask the stories of the paintings or the stories behind the paintings of those that are participating in this exhibit.
Our lively host, Eva Dantes, is a participant of the exhibit.
These are 2 of my 6 swan series. So this is my version of mother and child because swans are very protective parents and swans also are faithful, loving. I entitled this Her Grace and Me. Her Grace and Me too. When I paint and when I'm really into it, usually between 15 to 30 minutes. Ganun ako kabilis mag-paint and basta alam ko kung ano yung gusto kong style, like ganito, impressionism, at alam ko kung anong color na gusto ko, 15 minutes to 30. Tapos patagalan ko lang para dagdag lang ng konting polishing the following day.
Esther Garcia, the founder of the Dynamic Art Group, also shared with us her still life painting of an antique clothes iron.
Nung pinita ko ito, nung nanalo si Carlos Yulo, di ba may malaki siyang ganon na tinaas niya yung Pilipinas. Tapos nakita ko yung plantsahan, pwede ko nang itaas itong plantsahan. Kaya ginawa ko, kulay ng Pilipinas yung bandera. Pero nilagay ko sa ibabaw, parang bida tayo. Pero actually, yung planchang yan, hindi lang sa atin dahil nung nagpunta kami sa Alaska, nag-tour kami sa Alaska, pinakita yung planchang yan, asset din nila, meron sila yan unang panahon pa. Kaya universal yan, yung planchang yan. Kaya sabi ko, yan, pagka nag-brown out, mahal na yung ano natin, yung kuryente, pwede mo yung lagyan ng kulay, plancha. Tsaka kasi pang plancha, mga kusot-kusot, pwede mong ma-iron out. Ayun, parang yung message na you can do anything pagka meron kang resources at saka meron ka yung abilidad o creativity.
This painting entitled Pandango highlights Marisa Lina Odiaman's talent and skill in mixed media art.
Parang modern na siya na paraluman. Since na nami-miss ko yung sayo ng mga dati pa mga tinikling. Pero ang pinakapaborito ko kasi yung pandango sa ilaw. Parang nare-remind sa akin. Although nasa madilim tayong lugar dahil kita mo naman ang buhay sa mundo, di ba? Puro struggle and pain. Although nandun tayo sa kagitna ng kadiliman, yung mamunti na ilaw sa ating mga kamay. Yun yung nagpapalakas para mag-move tayo. Kaya ako siya ginawa na ganyan. Kasi gusto ko yung reflection. Tapos nilagyan ko siya ng lace, ng tela, para makita yung movement. Isang kalahating ganito kalaki na Elmer's glue. Tapos isang baso na tubig. na ganito kalaki. Hinalo ko siya doon. Tapos nilublob ko yung tela na yan. Sabay ko ginanito, yung may move na yan. Gano'n na siya.
Around 60 artists participated in the exhibit and over 90 works were on display. Just like the previous exhibit, the event held 2 openings so it can accommodate everyone. The first opening was held on March 29, and the second was on March 30. March 30 was also the Maestro's 77th birthday. And because the event was held in 2 days, his birthday party was not only held once, but twice.
Happy na birthday pa!
We had a grand time during those 2 days because there were lots of food and dancing, music and partying. Being always selfless, the Maestro has a wish not only for himself, but also for his beloved students.
I want to celebrate my birthday not in my own, but I want to celebrate my birthday together with my students, showing their talent. So I wish that all my students, every time you celebrate your birthday, you should also paint. Mag-paint and mag-paint because that will be meaningful and that will be a significant day for you that you cannot forget it. But I wish that during our birthday, we should not always forget our parents, and we should always pray to God to give us more life in the coming years so that we will become productive.
So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, please click the like button, and if you're here in my channel for the first time, please subscribe and also click the bell notification button so you'll be notified of future videos from me. Again, my name is Rema, and if you'd like to see another event from our group with Maestro Sena, I'm gonna link the video here or anywhere in this video. And I hope you also watch some of the videos in my channel that features art group exhibits and art events that I've joined. I hope to see you again in my next art space. Bye!
Daming cake, oh!
Wow, sir! Happy birthday po!
Rema, parang pilitong to.
Rema Peña Pro Joy. Peña Pro Joy. Peña Pro.
Peña Flow.
Peña Pro Joy. Peña Floor.
Sir, video tayo. Ay, yung, alam niyo po yung heart po, sir. Yan. Yan.